Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Throwback Thursday review. For this review, we're actually going to take a look at last year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from Mezco, which was the White Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And to be honest, the only reason why I'm going to review this guy is because the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers box set from Mezco has dropped. I did not buy that because, to be completely honest with you, I'm sick and tired of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers being the only Power Ranger season that anybody makes figures for besides Hasbro Lightning series, and that was kind of a disaster, so I just kind of erased that from my brain. But the front of the box has a nice picture of the White Ranger here and his power coin. It says Mezco exclusive. On the side has his coin again. On the back has another really nice piece of art of the White Ranger. And then on the other side has the coin. So let's get this guy open and take a look at everything that he comes with. Okay, and here's the White Ranger out of his box. And he looks really good. One thing to note is that while I like, Mezco toys, this spandex suit or whatever, and you can see right there on his crotch, is that you can get runs in the fabric. And then that kind of ruins the aesthetic of, having a clean suit for a Power Ranger. Also, in a way, I kind of wish this suit was like pearlescent and not just like a plain white. I remember the SH Figuarts White Ranger for the Sentai had a pearlescent finish, and that just really looked nice, and then it would have looked pretty cool on the boots. But getting up on him, the power coin in his chest is a copper color. The shield that's on him is like a really muted goldish, greenish goldish color. I don't remember it being like that. I thought it was more of just like a tiny bit brighter, but maybe this is accurate. I definitely know the color of his coin and his little belt design is not correct. But that's an interesting Mezco choice. Again, I mean, this is Mighty Morphin White Ranger, so looks good. The helmet looks really nice. The gloss on the helmet is really cool. Then all the details are nicely painted and sculpted. The only reason why I got this guy, to be honest, is because of the Power Rangers movie. That holds a special place in my heart, and I really liked Tommy in that. This is actually the only Mezco Power Ranger that I own. I do not own the Green Ranger at all. And then taking a look at the back of the suit, you can see the seam here where the suit would have zipped up for the vest. And then the back of the belt, back of the suit, and the back of the boots here, you can see the zipper, which is really funny and pretty cool. Then the bottom of the feet, just a glossy black plastic with the treads. And again, the nice boots. So taking a look at his articulation, Tommy can look up really well with the helmeted head sculpt. Can look down really nicely as well. And then you can get really nice side to side. So he's very expressive. Of course, you can turn the head all the way around if you want to, but it also turns the neck, so you have to be very careful. And now I have to fix that later on, but we'll take a look at that later. The arms, slowly but surely get up. This one goes up a little bit easier than this one on mine, but this is as far as they go, which is a little disappointing, but, it's Mezco, what can you do? He does have a bicep swivel. You can see it turning there underneath the suit. He has double jointed elbows, which aren't bad. The gauntlet right here does twist a little bit, and then the wrist is on a standard like hinged ball peg, so that I can move around. And then for the torso, he goes back just a little bit, not a ton. And he goes forward just a little bit, not a ton. And then for the splits, you can make him do the full split, so he can do any kind of, karate moves that Tommy normally does. If you need him to stand up and do some kind of karate moves, he can do that. He kicks forward that much, which is important because Power Rangers do kick a lot. And then he does have double jointed knees, which is going to look a little flat, but that's just how the sculpt is on these underneath the bodysuit. The boot does not swivel. It has a little give, but it doesn't really swivel. I'm assuming these are just pegged on, like the cloth is bunched or like glued up right before the boot ends, and then you just have a peg that pegs into the boot itself. And then for the feet, they go up about this much, go down about that much, and then he can do the littlest of ankle rockers. I still don't understand why they can't figure it out with their ankle rockers. So like trying to even recreate the pose on the front of the box is like basically impossible, because he won't. Let me focus. Like I can't even stand him up. His ankles do not do that. So it's surprising to me to see that the new Ranger bodies, I'm assuming they're new because people are saying that they can hit these poses and their feet are flat on the ground. But that's just sad about Tommy. So, I mean, you can do that, I guess. And that's, you know, trying to get him just to stand up. But that is all of his articulation. He also has a thigh swivel right there. But that is it for his articulation. Let's take a look at some of his accessories. So Tommy comes with a ton of stuff, and starting out we've got the so-called Jason David Frank head that they packed in with him. I don't think this looks like JDF at all. It looks like, I want to say Steven Seagal, kind of. But I don't think this looks like JDF at all. Probably with some new paint and, like, I don't know, some better, I'm not even sure that the sculpt works. Maybe just throw this away and get a custom head. But I don't like it. It doesn't look like JDF. Won't be using that anyway. He comes with the holster for Saba, which just clips onto his belt. And you can unclip this so you can put the sword in there. But that's how that looks on his belt. Then he comes with a ton of hands, so he has one of the hands that's on him, which is, take it off, pull it off real quick. This gripping hand that's kind of angled just a little bit. He has a pair of karate pose hands, kind of like Goku karate pose hands. Of course, he's going to have the flat palm hands. These are all sculpted really nicely. He has a palm strike hand, or pair of hands, which are also sculpted really nicely. And I've noticed that a lot of these hands are reused with the new Ranger set. And then he has another pair of gripping hands. And then he comes with some effect parts. So here's a shorter blue swoosh effect part for when he's attacking with his blade. Another effect part here. It's like a longer swoosh, and you can see the hole where you put the blade into. This is really nice. Nice blue translucent plastic. And then he has this little, I don't even know what you would call this, like a spark effect for the end of the blade as well, which looks really good. And finally you get some lightning, which looks really cool. It's really nicely designed, and again, it's that blue plastic. And on to the weapons to utilize with those. So you get Saba here, the mouth open. The eyes are painted really nicely. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Yeah. So the sculpt and paint is really nice. The eyes are dotted in red. And you kind of see they didn't line up the paint, but I guess that's okay. You're only looking at it from either one side or the other. Paint and sculpt here is really nice. See, they didn't paint the coin that weird copper color here, so I'm interested as to why they did that on his suit. But yeah, the blade is pretty sharp, so be careful, but this is nice. And then if you were to put, let me see, can you kind of, oh, here it is. Yeah, so you can just stick that onto the end of the blade, and it looks like he, you know, did a move or attacked someone. And then you have this other one, which is the extended blade for Saba. So if you can look there, there they are side by side. Still the same head sculpt up top. I think this one actually is sculpted, or the paint on the eyes is more in line with how they should be versus the shorter version. And you can put this on his belt. I will not do that now because it's easy to snag. this sharp plastic on his costume, and then you get tears in the suit, which isn't great. And for the final accessory, which I don't even remember this thing, but I guess it is a thing, is this golden sword with all of their like power crystals in it, which is just a plain golden sword sculpted really nicely, and then it has the dots of paint for each of their power crystals. And with that, you get the different effects or lightning effects to like put on it. They're all pretty cool. So you get a blue one, you get a yellow one, you get a red one, and then you get a pink one. You don't get a black one, which I guess maybe in the show there was no black one, but that's just very interesting to me. Again, I don't even remember what that's from, so please let me know if you do know what that is. And then you get his base here, which is just his power coin, and this lines up with the rest of the Rangers that are released currently. They all come with this base, so they will match up on your shelf. Of course, it comes with the 112 collective bag to store all the stuff in. And the arm here for the stand. And then for his final accessory, the one which I dread to even really take out, and I'm not going to take it out of its packaging because it's so fragile, is the Saba with the I-beams. So you can kind of see, you can take the top of the swords off and put this on and have the I-beams there. These are very fragile, so if they snap off like the buttons on the Green Ranger's flute, that's pretty much it. It has been so long now, I doubt Mezco will give me a replacement, so I won't be taking that out, but that is a cool accessory that they included. Yeah, he comes with a ton of stuff. I'm not mad about it at all. I think it's a good bang for your buck for the $95 he costs. But again, that Jason David Frank head is quite disappointing. That does not look like it at all. So let's get into some size comparisons. For our first size comparison, here he is standing next to another White Ranger, the Dino Thunder White from the Lightning Collection, and a SH Figuarts Bujin Sword Tycoon Kamen Rider. And again, here you can see that he's actually taller than the Lightning Collection, and of course he's taller than the SH Figuarts. So these two, I think these two in general like would look nice with him on the shelf if you want to have some of that crossover or mix up. And again, as I say, I don't understand why we keep going back to Mighty Morphin. I understand that it's a beloved children's show, but there are many other seasons of Power Rangers that are just as good. So Mezco, if you want to make Trent here, that would be amazing. I actually would go all in on that line. They did the whole Dino Thunder team next, but I have a feeling that this is where their Power Ranger enthusiasm stops. But again, I think these guys look cool, and if you have the rest of the Power Rangers from the Mezco set, you could definitely have some fun posing options. And then here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Full Power Super Saiyan Son Goku and a NECA movie Leonardo. Again, the SH Figuarts Goku figure is going to be short. A lot of the imports are short, but the NECA figure harkens back to a cool crossover you could do with the Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers, and because the movie Ninja Turtles have such a realistic look, I think this will be pretty cool in terms of taking some photos. But yeah, these are great. And then just to show them next to a Marvel Legends Spider-Man, and then another Mezco figure that I brought recently. Well, not really recently, but recent enough. The Toon Turtle box set from Mezco. This is Raphael. Again, I think these look great together. You could definitely put your Marvel Legends with these guys and have a fun time. But also, I mean, you will have to combat, this being cloth and that being all plastic and mixed media, but I think it looks fine. So for my final thoughts, I mean, I think this guy was a good exclusive. $95 is good for what he comes with, how he looks. Again, I wish they would have done like a more pearlescent like spandex on his suit to show like the shine, kind of like how SH Figuarts did it. But man, I don't know. I mean, the wrist cuffs here, the armbands always fall down. That's not fun. He doesn't pose crazy well, but I guess, I don't know. I know that Mezco has like a new silicone body that would have been cool to use on this guy, but I see the other Rangers don't have that either besides the female ones. The accuracy to the show is like a 7 out of 10. Of course, with the power coin and the belt. But if they decide to do more Power Rangers, I won't be mad at them. I do hope they continue the line beyond Mighty Morphin, because there are other Ranger shows that are great. Again, Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm would be really cool to have in a 1/12 scale that are actually really good. But other than that, I mean, if you can pick this guy up for either 100 or less, I highly recommend it. But if you have to pay scalper prices for this guy, definitely don't do it. I don't think he's worth it. I don't know what the alternative would be, because there's not a ton of Power Ranger alternatives, unfortunately, that are really good. But yeah, definitely pick up the box set from Mezco if you really love Mighty Morphin and just need the whole team. Apparently they're pretty good, but not for me. I'm pretty good with this guy. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and tell me what team you'd like to see next on a 1/12 scale from one of the higher end companies. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a great rest of your day.